Hello, beautiful people, wherever you are, city of Lagos, any part of the world anyway, because I know we're on YouTube. It's a pleasure to be with you this afternoon. My name is Tunbosun Gilbert, and you're welcome to New Day, the voice of the new generation.
And I am Ivan Dugan, and like I always say on the show, it hasn't
Never
changed
changed.
and it won't change for anything in the world. It's a pleasure knowing that you're there wherever you are, in your home, your offices, even in some of you in the canteens, watching us right now. It's a pleasure bringing the show to you. And today it's a lovely day, and it promises to be an interesting edition of the wind-up section.
Yes, it's the wind-up edition of New Day, the voice of the new generation. It's time for us to go for a break now, and when we come back, we will be telling you everything we have for you today. Please stay with us.
Wanna be in the know? Tune to the show. It's called New Day, now in your zone. Touching the work and career. Ends up in the play zone. Take luck to entertain, inspired to make you feel at home. And it's all about you. It's all about you. New Day. Yeah, New Day. It's the New Day. New Day. It's a new day.
Do not deface public property. Do the right thing. Let's change the way we think.
I am titled from Muguta. My Uche is actually Ugwefiweruche Madekodumi. British by birth, Nigerian nationality, proudly Nigerian. I actually fell into it by chance because as a full housewife at the time, I had an interest in flowers and started growing flowers. I'm Catholic and convinced, so my mom's friend came over to our parish and started doing the altar in church, and she would ask me to join her. Sometimes I'd actually roll my eyes. So that's how, it started, decorating the altar. Bingo, it's a business. I used to work from the balcony in my house. You could actually pass by. I'd like you to see it. The balcony where I started, the porch. From there, I moved to the garage. From the garage, I moved to 58A Isaac John, like a 2-room place in the shopping mall. From there, I came to here, 27 Oduduwa Way. And I remember we did the renovation round us when we moved in. I had maybe four members of staff then. I remember standing with them and looking and saying, is it us that rented this place? I think one really has to keep one's eye on the ball, and one has to stay focused, and one has to have a single-minded belief. Somebody said to me once, they have a very wealthy client, dinner for 75. Beautiful, what nobody has ever seen. It wasn't cheap because everything, we had to pay attention to detail. They wanted their room transformed. I want to go in there. So you go into set design. Carpenters came in, installations, false walls. They want to go in, and it's a whole different thing. Part of my frustration is that there's so much inside of me and I can't give it expression because in Nigeria we're not really ready, so I have to wait. if I took notice of challenges, I wouldn't have come this far. Once something happens, you start thinking of how you're going to get over it, how you're going to get over it, how you're going to get over it. And at different times, they're different things. When I first started business, my first interest was interiors. Interior decor, doing furniture, curtains, things like that. But I would sit for days, no work. So there's that ability to be versatile. So what is working? What's the demand for? It's creativity as well. So when the demand came for decor events, I went with it. But one of the first few weddings I had done at the time, and it was very beautiful. I remember these women coming from, some of them came from Greyland. They were assisting me with flowers because at the time I didn't have the skill. I just had all these ideas in my head, had all these ideas I'd seen from magazines and from movies, and I said, why can't we do it here? So I remember afterwards when I finished decorating, some of these Grail women coming and a few other women who do flowers pottering around, nothing major. And when they came, they were like, you're crazy. Who is going to pay you for this? Why are you doing this? Why are you wasting, They said it very nicely, but that's basically what they meant. But I had a single-minded belief in what I was doing. Events is keeping a huge sector of our economy afloat. It is one area that a lot of the foreigners who exploit us cannot come in because it's so strong within our culture. It's rooted in our culture. Like the engagement where you have 1,000 guests, you have 500 guests, you have maybe 400 women attending. They are tying gele commercially. The small girl under the bridge, that's how she eats. 2,000 to tie gele, maybe 2,500 naira to do her makeup. She does 10 women every weekend. That's it. Even with my decor, carpenters are involved, ironmongers are involved, washermen are involved, ironing people are involved, upholsterers are involved, artists, graphic designers. I employ a lot of people from Yaba College of Tech, the artists. So a large component of my work is Nigerian based.
Yeah, I think I love the way she actually started. She started from the scratch.
Yes.
And gradually. And at a point she said she had all the ideas, but she didn't have the skills.
Exactly.
So she got people to, to help
from
her.
Greenland, people from Greenland. It was quite nice, There was something else that she said that really caught my attention. She said when she was starting out, people were telling her that, why are you going into this? Who pays you for this?
Exactly.
But she followed what she wanted. She had the vision, and she went with it. And today now she's big.
Exactly.
And they say when you're big, you're big.
And when you're large, you're in charge.
Exactly. So that's it now.
So if you have a passion, it's better even though people are telling you you can't make money, you can't do this, you can't do that. If it's a passion, along the way, it's going to end up being very lucrative.
Oh yeah, definitely. I remember this footballer, Kaka, former Brazilian player, and AC Milan. He once said something when he won the best player in the world, 2007. He said something when he started out. He wasn't looking after money. He was looking just to enjoy himself. He was looking to work hard. He said when people work hard, money will come and fame as well. So just keep working hard, keep hustling hard, and I'm very, very sure one day your reward will come.
Okay, you can always be a part of this program. All you have to do is just to join our social media platforms. Our Facebook page is New Day TV Show, and our Twitter is at NewDayTvShow.
Yeah, and you can as well watch us on YouTube at www.youtube.com/NTA2 Lagos. It's quite interesting. We're having quite a number of good views on YouTube, and our social media handle, like you said, Facebook, Twitter. Just sending your contributions. and it will be read on the show. Just tell us what you think about the show, our guests which we have lined up for you, and what have you.
Yes, and that reminds me, we got an email from Toby. He was actually asking us a question relating to how you can come on the Creative Edge. And nice. Toby, will be sending you a reply very soon so that we can tell you how you can always be a part of the Creative Edge. Now, our email address is NewDayTvShow@gmail.com.
Okay, that's quite interesting. People sending in their own they are wanting to be part of the show, which is quite good, Tunbosun. So let's go straight up into what we have lined up for you. That's also on this Inspire Me segment. We have someone who is into jobs.
Okay, yes. Now I know that the man mention of the name of "Do you want a job?" Many answer. So on the Inspire Me segment today, we have somebody who creates jobs. Does he create jobs, or he makes you aware of the job?
Yeah, he makes you aware of the job.
Okay.
So like he creates job because he has to employ people as well.
So he's actually a co-founder of Jobberman. Yes, we know Jobberman. We'll get to meet him on the Inspire Me segment.
He's a CV on Jobberman. Was it at some point on Jobberman?
You want to expose me now? Move on, John. Next thing.
Well, on the milestone segment today, when everybody complains about being hot, the weather is very hot, sweating, all of, there is something. There was an equipment built some years ago, tens of years ago, that has really come and, made everywhere. We're talking about the air conditioner today on Milestone. Get to find out what brought about the invention air conditioner. Yes,
and we know that we're not going to leave you today without taking you to the business intelligence segment. On the business intelligence segment, we'll be talking about acquiring skills. Yes, we have so many entrepreneurs today, and we have companies that are actually dying because the entrepreneur lacks one skill or the other. So what are those important skills that you need to have as an entrepreneur? You will get to know that on our business intelligence. So all this and lots more coming your way right after this break. Please stay with us.
Wanna be in the know? Tune into the show. It's called a new day now in your zone. Touching the work and career. Ends up in the play zone. Take luck to entertain. Inspire to make you feel at home. And it's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you. New day. It's a new generation. New day. It's a new generation. It's the new day. It's a new generation. New day. It's a new generation. It's a new day.
Mommy Bola le karo. Yakudi, e karo customer.
Make we dey always follow our conscience because they tell us the correct thing.
I suppose Sabi waiting good.
Do the right thing. Let's change the way we think.
Welcome to the Inspire Me segment. We told you earlier on, or rather we asked you, that if we ask people that, do you need a job? Everybody will go gaga, like, it's me.
Even people that have jobs, you will just sit there.
We're always looking for more jobs. I want,
Can you blame us?
So with us today, we have Opeyemi Awoyemi. This is a young man. I hope I'm permitted to use that word. Who is actually doing very well for himself in the area of job creation, job engine. I don't know how else I can introduce him except to just move straight up to him and say it's good to have you with us, Mr. Opeyemi Awoyemi.
Thank you very much. I will say thank you for having me too.
By the way, let me do it this way. I know that most times when you're going through those emails, you're always scrutinizing them like that. So today, let me just adjust myself. All right. So it's good to have you with us once again.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, you are a co-founder of Jobberman.
Yes.
If I ask you the journey so far, how you started, what inspired you, and all the things, let's hear you.
Okay, I'll keep that a little bit brief. Started in 2009 while we were students at the Opeyemi University. It was during an industrial strike, and we pretty much had a lot of time on our hands. And we thought, what could we do as a project that could actually have lasting impact and be able to affect the lives of hundreds of thousands of people, of millions of people. And we pretty much considered a lot of things, and then we came up with jobs. Everyone needs a job, and even if you don't need a job, you know someone that needs a job, or you need a better job, as the case may be. And that's how we started. From those humble days in Ife, just the three of us, co-founders, myself, Deji Adewumi and Lekon Olude. We got a couple of other young guys to help us out. We grew from that point to moving down to Lagos in 2010, February 2010. They're starting out in an office in Kakawa, Broad Street, small office, right? And then we grew. We were able to grow to like 40,000 users, and then we raised an investment, and from then the story changed.
Beautiful story.
Beautiful story.
Even your
yes.
package yourself.
Yes.
Okay, so.
All right, so yes, you started this job engine and what have you, but here's the thing, what makes yours extremely unique from every other one out there? What should drive someone who's looking for a job to go to your site, to see the jobs that are available?
Okay, thank you very much. I think for us, the first unique proposition we have for anyone who comes to our platform is the fact that we have more jobs in one place than anywhere else in Nigeria. So if you are looking forward to get a job, it's the place to be, because you don't know which one might be your own job. And I can also argue in another way that everyone has that, and so as such we offer other benefits in that marketplace of job seekers and employers that we have. Employers do come to our platform to search our database for professionals from time to time. So even if a job is not posted, an employer comes from time to time to search the old database to look for candidates that fit the kind of roles that they have currently and that they might have in the nearest future. So we also offer that, which is very, very unique, and you don't find in other jobs websites or other platforms or jobs around. So whether you're an active job seeker, passive job seeker, someone just looking for other opportunities out there, like I said, the better job, right? Jobberman definitely is the place to come to.
Okay. Now I know that there's somebody out there that is thinking of starting your own line of business. This is the Inspire Me segment anyway, so you're actually inspiring others. Now, what are those key features do you think the person should come up with or should have?
Well, I think in general, what we do is what I would call a marketplace. We're trying to provide a service or be an intermediary between one end of the market, the other end, demand and supply, right, and trying to improve the whole process. If you are thinking of doing something in that line, or even in jobs, right, the key thing you need to have is you need to have relentlessness, and I think that's important pretty much in any entrepreneur or anybody in life. To achieve things, you need to have relentlessness. This might not look good initially, especially in this kind of marketplace business where it's a chicken and egg situation. If you have a lot of job seekers and you don't have employers, it's a problem. If you have a lot of employers and you don't have job seekers, it's also a problem. So you just need to be able to match supply and demand together, but you have to be relentless. Keep on trying out strategies, different strategies, and over time you get better, your platform gets more known, and over time you definitely hit the goal. Some people say to grow this kind of business takes between 3 to 5 years. So it's not a 2 months game where you start and you get dejected and then you run. Even for us at one point, we thought the total addressable market was all the jobs you could find on Guardian, right? And we're like, really in the right, are we really doing the right thing? Can we really create the impact that we wanted to create? But over time we discovered there are a lot of jobs in there, hidden in corners that are not advertised, and it was our job to get it there and show it out there to millions of Nigerians who are looking for opportunities. And that's what we were able to successfully do out of what relentlessness, just keeping at it and then moving on.
Talking about people who looking for employment and employees, can you give us like the average number of Nigerians who are currently unemployed at the moment?
Well, you hear different numbers.
What's the ratio of a job to applicants?
Good. So pretty much from the government, you would hear 23%. Some people will tell you 32%, but generally I think 32% is a much more accepted indices from what everybody knows. That's unemployment. But from what we have experienced on our platform, it's the average of like 170 candidates to one job.
Wow.
That's what we've gotten. That's what we've seen so far. Even in the last 2 years, it's been steady, and it's been like that.
170
Candidates to one job, and that's why you find out that even after interviews, one candidate is chosen, and 169 of them go back home saying there's no job, or saying that platform is fake. It's a lie. They already know the person they wanted to hire before they called us for interviews. So it's definitely the employment situation is not very, very good, and definitely we are doing our best to see how we can reduce it in our own little way.
Okay. Now, you said it's about 170 candidates to one job.
Yes.
But there's this saying, I've heard some HR personnel, they will tell you that there are jobs, but there are no people to fill this position. Can you confirm that statement, or do you think that statement is wrong?
Well, that statement is 100% true. Like I said, this is a marketplace where you're trying to fit what the job seeker wants with what the employer wants to as well. And I think that's where also there's another problem. Beyond the problem of unemployment, there's a big problem of unemployability, and then there's also a danger, and it's something I always warn of, the fact that the average graduate today in Nigeria, right, expects more than is not really objective about what he or she can command in the labor market, and that's also a big problem. So, for example, now I was at an event like a week ago, and I said, who wants to be a bank teller? Over 400 people, nobody raised up their hands. Who wants to be an insurance agent? Nobody raised up their hands. And for me, from an entrepreneur point of view, being in the insurance industry, right, is something that I think it's a big opportunity that a lot of people get to learn a lot of skills and start to walk up their way in the labor market or on their career. But a lot of young people outside there do not all they just want is high salary. They want the oil and gas jobs, which is employing just a few people out of everybody we have. So we've still got that problem. So that's why it looks like as if there are jobs and there are no people to fill their jobs. Companies do pay us as Jobberman, for example, to post up their jobs. And think of it, the only reason why they would pay us is because they are desperate. They really need to fill those roles, and because they are finding it hard
to get people to fill those positions.
So there's the unemployability part, and people not being objective of the kind of jobs that are out there. So what you find that in most Nigerian young people, when they say they don't have job or there are no jobs, what they are saying, there are no jobs that they want.
Even though they don't even have the required skills to fill them.
God bless you.
That reminds me that, by the way, we're talking about skills acquisition, the business intelligence segment. I think is actually very relating to what you're saying.
Yes.
As well. Okay. So it's time for us to go for a break now, and when we come back, we still have Opeyemi Awoyemi with us. Please stay with us.
Welcome back. We still have Mr. Opeyemi in the studio with us. But before we go further, we have some questions for you on Twitter. This one is asking, for people who are not internet savvy, does your company cater for such?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We do. We've tried our best to separate the site in such a way that whether you are a driver, you're someone looking for a menial job, or you are that CEO, that CFO, right, looking for the next big gig, we can cater for your needs. So that's the way our site is. So we pretty much cater for all, for the length and breadth of all industries and across different cadres too as well.
Okay. Then this one on Facebook is asking, what should people look forward to most in your site that would help? When people are looking for jobs on site, what should they look for? What should they look out for?
I think in general, I'll make this like a general advice. What people should look out for is look out for the job title and look out for the qualifications and check whether it's something that actually fits your qualifications that you have. And a good thing is to always read the job descriptions. In the job description, you might identify very little subtle pointers to whether this job will be the kind of job that will help you in your career, in the line of the way you're thinking. it could be a small company, but the kind of things you will learn working with that company would help you to get that next big opportunity. And it could be a big that you might get frustrated. So reading the job description will tell you a little bit more about the company and about the role, and exactly be able to see how your skill set fits and how you can offer value to the company too as well.
Okay. And somebody told me that she applied for a job.
Okay.
I'm sorry, she got a job alert and said, okay, there's a job available and things like that.
Okay.
A particular bank.
Okay.
And she said she actually contacted the HR person in that bank that, okay, you have a job, you have a vacancy in your bank, you didn't even tell me, and I've been sending you my CV. And the HR person said, we don't have any vacancy. We didn't even send any alert to any job sites that we have vacancies. So those things, what do you have to say about it?
Okay, that could be because of different reasons. So I'll quickly outline like 4 of them. Number 1, it's possible the vacancy actually existed and the job had expired. Pretty much like I mentioned earlier, the ratio of applicants to jobs is on the high, right? So even when a job advert comes out and HR professionals receive lots of applications, right? They tend to take it off earlier beyond the stipulated 1 month, 2 months, understandably. That's one reason. Another reason could be the fact that it's someone else in that maybe another HR in that same company, right? Or pretty much like your own, in the example you gave, like a bank, another branch or head office, right? That is doing the recruitment. At Jobberman, we've actually seen cases where recruitment processes have started without the HR even being knowing. You never know what's going on within the dynamics or the internal workings of the company. In some cases, maybe the HR is even about to be replaced. You never know, you know. So we get like some of that too as well. And lastly, which is also very important, I would say it's also possible that it was not from Jobberman, right? So I think job seekers out there need to be very, very careful. What we tell job seekers from time to time is that whatever you do, however you do it, do not let anybody, not pay anybody money, right? For anything, right? You get to the company and you actually interview. Companies don't charge for you to get a job with them, right? Except maybe some unscrupulous recruitment agency or something. You get the point, right? That's possible, but do not pay anybody money in order to get a job. You get the point. Be clear on the service you are paying for. Maybe you are paying to access some services. I don't know. That could be possible and that could be legal, but don't pay anybody to get a particular job. So it's possible it came from somewhere else and there's some unscrupulous element somewhere trying to play some game. That's also very much possible. Okay.
Now, how would you identify a genuine job site?
Good. A genuine job site. That sounds kind of. Oh, you mean a genuine job?
No, well, like this is a job site that it's genuine. It's not fake.
Good.
How we have sites that are not genuine.
Good.
Post jobs there.
Things like that. How do you
people off them?
It's a it's very, very easy. It's simply the way you choose the other products that you use to as well, and that's one of the things we always tell job seekers to work with Jobberman. Very simple. Definitely, you have to work with when you want to look for someone, a site or a platform that is genuine. You have to look at who is backing the platform, right? What does the platform stand for? Do they have an office? If you are looking for them, can you really grab them and say this is where they are? These things are very, very key. Don't go to platforms that it's nameless, so to speak. You get the point. You can't trace them. If they collect your money, you don't even know where to get them. No address. You get the point. You see, these days it's so easy to set up a website. No thanks to technology in general, right? So people need to, if it's Jobberman, it's Jobberman. We've got an office, nowhere to, and if it's one random website, no, this is not the place to go. These things are very, very important. Don't just believe any information because you saw it on the internet. I hear that a lot. I saw it on the internet. It doesn't mean anything. You can see anything on the internet. It doesn't mean anything. You trust the way you trust your banks, the way you trust the companies that you deal with. That's the way we expect you to trust Jobberman as that job website. On our own platform, we have a no scam policy, right? We are 100% against scam, and we actively work to combat scam on our platform, right? Those are the kind of platforms you need to work with. So when you see a nameless website, you cannot pick the head and tail where it's coming from another.
There's something I've noticed about you. I mean, it's hard for you to say 5 sentences without mentioning the name of your company, even though you're not paying for the advert. Now, what I'm able to get from that is that if I go for an interview, I have to positively sell myself. Like, maybe I have to hammer on my skills and things like that, because I've noticed.
Well, I think in life in general, everybody's supposed to know how to sell very well.
Okay.
You're supposed to be a natural salesperson. Even if you're not selling a company, you are selling.
So maybe when you're
yourself.
toasting madam, you're like, I am this. Is that how? Is that how you do it?
No, you sell yourself. Maybe the subtle way sometimes.
And you're still mentioning the name of the company. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Opeyemi, Awoyemi. It's been wonderful. Maybe one day.
Yeah.
If you say we are looking for a job now, our producer is like, where are you going to? So we'll say we are looking for a job. We'll say we'll see you someday. Thank you once again, and all the very best in your future endeavors.
Thank you very much.
We'll be speaking with Mr. Opeyemi Awoyemi. He's actually the co-founder of Joberman. And he's telling us so many things we need to know about starting a job engine site and things like that. It's time for us to go for a break now. And when we come back, the program is still New Day, the voice of the new generation. Please stay with us.